Hello everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed those VODs that I uploaded with April's Fool, the spoof for Starcraft on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox and Wii and all of that, and also Slaves Boxer with Girls' Generation, promoting some stuff for Intel. Yeah, I just found them funny and uploaded, so if you guys didn't take a look at them, just go take a look. It's fairly brief, won't take that long, and you might have a laugh. I know I did. But okay, no, forgetting that and focusing on this matchup, we're gonna have Game 3 from the Black Dragon League, the series I've been following the last couple of days, and once more a clash between these two players. Big Protoss here, Nani, also known as Naniwa, Swedish player, now a member of Team Dignitas, and doing fairly well, at least on the last month. He's been evolving a lot and getting some nice results. He's gonna be facing against this purple Terran, ESCGoOdy, a member of Team ESC Icebox. He's a German Terran player, probably one of the most solid ones playing currently in Europe. And interesting or not, he has his own style. He goes a lot for mech, he loves his mech play, and with good results actually, so I guess he doesn't have any reason to change as long as things work for him. And well, this is gonna be the final clash, final face-off. As you guys know, the series is tied 1-1, or else we wouldn't be here playing this third match. And hopefully it's gonna be a cool clash, a cool face-off between these two players. Obviously, whoever takes the win here will take the points on the Black Dragon League and move onward, and both players will be wanting that. So following the matchup for now is just starting. First racks going down here for GoOdy and grabbing the refinery, working out of a single gas for now. Notice that he's trying to wall off here, but it's gonna take a while. I mean, fairly big ramp there to wall off, at least a couple more supply depots to say the least, or another big building, maybe another racks or a factory. And obviously for now Naniwa just taking a look at round. That's not much for him to look actually. It's way too soon, way too early in the game for him to actually spot which way is GoOdy planning to go. And now with the first Marine coming out, shooting down that probe and shooing it away, GoOdy now will be able to advance with his plan and start stabilizing his game to prepare his offense into Naniwa's bases. Meanwhile, here on Naniwa's side, it's the standard opening, gateway into Cybernetics core, still working out of a single gas. This might be curious, I'm not sure what is he planning for, but I guess that he won't be needing that much gas on these early stages of the game, and still gonna have plenty of time ahead to get things prepared. The first Zealot coming out, gonna start going after that SCV, but the SCV is just a little bit faster than the Zealot, so if properly microed, that Zealot will be following and stalking him for eternity and will never get him, so never mind that. Second gateway going down here. On GoOdy's side, a factory, and the wall off is getting finished with the third supply depot there. Still working out of a single gas, so I guess he's not very concerned about that for now. This SCV is still going on, so I'm not sure if Naniwa was trying to plan any kind of surprise assault, but with that Zealot he won't be able to at least keep anything secret from his opponent. Getting the warp gate technology, is there already any stalker out? There's one getting ready, and now he has one sentry that will be able to start shooting down that SCV and probably forcing GoOdy to pull it back if he wants to actually use it for mining later on. If not, well, he can just sacrifice it. I guess it did its work. And Naniwa going for a proxy pylon on this corner here, where it's supposed to be the third base from GoOdy. Interesting approach, might be preparing some kind of warp-in units there to shorten the rush distance and just advance towards his opponent's bases. Meanwhile, on GoOdy's side, everything is walled off and secured. He went from racks into the factory, now going straight for siege tanks, while he's preparing now, as you can see, the command center, so he's gonna expand soon enough. Racks into factory, into fast expand, and grabbing the second gas. Meanwhile, we're gonna have the first small group of forces from Naniwa advancing towards his opponent's main base. It's basically walled off, so I'm not sure exactly what this amount of forces will be able to do. I don't think it will be able to do much. For now, this SCV is still going on, taking another peek at Naniwa's base. There's not much for him to see, to be honest. I would say that Naniwa apparently was saving his minerals to get the Nexus here on the Natural Expo, so expanding as well, just as GoOdy, stabilizing his game, playing out of two bases, while Nani keeps messing up slowly, just bit by bit, several zealots and stalkers, and incoming the push with the sentry getting the shield up to protect against the shooting that comes from inside that bunker and focusing fire on that supply depot. Will he be able to put it down? I don't think so. There's an SCV already on its way to repair it, so this first attempt was just to put some pressure and harass GoOdy a little bit, maybe to keep him on his toes and make sure that he won't be feeling relaxed and just grooving while he keeps building and macroing his base up. For now, even keeping Naniwa doing a very nice play here, leaving a zealot behind on the natural expo. Like this, you'll be able to notice the exact moment that GoOdy expands, unless he gets killed before, but I mean, you will be assuming that he's getting killed because GoOdy is gonna establish his base there anyway. And meanwhile, more and more siege tanks coming out. Also, on the back of the base, we have the engineering bay. Pretty much he's gonna start committing to some upgrade play, getting some reinforcements probably, and pumping out the upgrades on his bio and mech units soon enough. Also getting another factory, so a strong sign that GoOdy is gonna go once more for his expand and basing his game on the mech play. He's gonna try to commit himself to plenty of siege tanks, I'm assuming, and probably gonna even have some Thors, which he also enjoys quite a lot, and they are quite effective. Naniwa advancing here, oh, getting spotted and destroyed. That one didn't last very long, while GoOdy just grabs instantly both gas, playing out of two bases just fine. Well, Naniwa doing the exact same thing. Inside Naniwa's base, already has the robotics facility there, and now getting robotics bay, forge, and another gateway, which will be his third, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's his third gateway with robo, and getting now also, I saw it was one of the austerity as the robotics bay, so he will be going for some Colossi tech soon enough, and the forge will probably be able to reinforce and make his ground units stronger with some upgrades incoming ensuing soon enough. Immortals coming out for Naniwa, interesting approach there. There's plenty of observers flying around. As you guys saw, one of them got pretty much shot the second he entered the base. This missile turret was waiting for it, but maybe this one will stand a chance. I think he's just positioning it in such a way he's going to be able to detect any moves. There it is, Hellions coming out, and Naniwa, ooh, going here for a bold move. A Nexus on what's supposed to be his third base, but fairly fast at the 10-minute mark. Quite quick. He needs some forces here to defend and get that place safe, or else it won't last longer, that Nexus. And notice how far GoOdy is going on the factories. Whoa, he's going really deep into mech. All of them getting now Hellions. There will be plenty of siege tanks as well, as you might imagine. Let's take a look at the economy for now. We have we have Naniwa pulling a little bit ahead, has 10 more workers. Unit composition, as you can see, 8 Marines, 4 siege tanks, 2 Hellions against 1 Immortal, 4 Stalkers, 1 Sentry, and 3 Zealots. Quite balanced, but I mean, we're only on the early stages, so a lot more to come. And one of the things that will be coming soon will be those Colossi incoming. The first one already popping out, getting a Twilight Council out. Interesting here. Will it be for some Blink Stalker play? For now he doesn't have that many Stalkers, but he might be just planning ahead and preparing himself. Infernal Pre-Igniter getting ready, also weapons level 1, while you get Extended Thermal Lance and ground weapons level 1. Both players taking care of their upgrades, making sure that when their armies clashed, they're going to be able to resist their opponents. There's the armory on the back. It's going to allow GoOdy to get even more upgrades or prepare himself to reinforce his army with some Thor play. There's already a big amount of siege tanks here on the back, also with siege tech, so basically he's getting a defensive stance here, making sure that he's going to have both of his mineral lines saturated even before he plans ahead to try to expand. Not sure if it's going to be for this area. As you guys know, this one is kinda hard to defend, and obviously, as you can see, we're going to have this Hellion here trying to kill some of those probes. Oh, got a kill there. How many kills already has? Oh, I didn't check there, but I'm pretty sure that he still didn't harass that much. Probably got a couple of kills, wasn't fast enough. But still, like I was saying, Naniwa established and went for the Nexus here for his third base on this area. It's hard to defend, it's really very wide open, as you might imagine, and as you can see here, obviously, with Naniwa pulling all his forces to the front of that base, while GoOdy apparently is attempting to establish his third base as well on that area, and incoming the first clash with a nice force field play there. making sure that the siege tanks would be out of range when the conflict happens, with Naniwa pulling all his forces back and not allowing GoOdy to blast away with these siege tanks. Meanwhile, notice that GoOdy has already the command center getting ready to land on that third base, and Naniwa, well, he doesn't have much of a force for now. Army count 122 against 118, so fairly close, but still not much of an army composition. Plenty of workers there on that number as well, as you might imagine. GoOdy slowly advancing with his siege tanks, and finally in range to start blasting away at that nexus. This might spell trouble, while we have some Hellions advancing towards the natural exploit main base that we're gonna follow on the picture-in-picture screen. Those Colossi trying to just roast as many of those units as possible. GoOdy even microing some SCVs to pull ahead with those Hellions to make sure that the Hellions would be able to be repaired while assaulting. Oh, big loss there, losing an Immortal without pretty much doing any damage at all to his opponent. So basically now we have a standoff here. Notice that this siege tank still has range to blast away the Nexus, and it's now on GoOdy's hand to take a decision and find out when it's the proper timing for him to push and actually apply the pressure on his opponent. For now, as you can see, 2 on the upgrades just finished. Was he waiting for it? Yes, he was. He's gonna push now that he got the 2 upgrade, advancing into his opponents. Whoa, just roasting a lot of siege tanks. Those Zealots just slicing and dicing, backed up by the Stalkers, and all of those Colossi backing up with 4 Colossi just with those tremendous Permalances, beams just melting away every little piece of metal that appears in front of them. There's only 3 Colossi left, 1 got shot, but still enough to clear the path towards his opponent's third base, and now he's going to be really close to GoOdy's third base, which was meanwhile established, but still not a planetary fortress. Not sure exactly if GoOdy is going to even change it into a planetary fortress. For now he's just trying to get as many kills. Oh, so many SCVs killed there, so massive damage done, and now pulling back Naniwa, and with the Viking trying to poke at his units. Nani needs at least a couple of Stalkers out to help out defend this. Meanwhile, I would like to take a look at the bases, but with such a conflict going on, finally the Stalkers coming out and starting to shoot at that Viking. Gonna finish it off. There it is. And forcing, as you can see, GoOdy to pull all the way back with his command center. But Naniwa has a unit here, so even if he attempts to land here, he'll be noticed. Meanwhile, here on the bases from GoOdy, we're gonna have another command center getting ready to get built and probably grabbed an expansion. Inside this base is just a lot of mech play, as you can see. Plenty of factories, also a starport there, and more reinforcements coming out of GoOdy's base, getting leaded the charge by this Hellion group. Meanwhile, on Naniwa's side, plenty of warp gates, so many warp gates, whoa, impressive. Also here on his second base, everything working fine, some static defenses to make sure he'll be able to defend in case of any drop, or at least have detection for any kind of surprise that GoOdy might have up his sleeve, and command center flying all the way back to his base. I'm not sure exactly what's GoOdy's plan. Meanwhile, Naniwa taking the chance, going for the rich mineral field and grabbing this base on the far south of Scrap Station. If he's able to establish his game here, it's going to be awesome. He's going to boost ahead on the economy so much. He's still leading the way, as you can see, for quite a bit now, and has quite a big advantage. Notice that on the count is just basically doubled, which is a brutal difference here, and it's a sign that GoOdy is get contained, is not progressing and evolving on his game as he desired, and obviously that's a result of Naniwa's playstyle. Naniwa went fast for that third base, started establishing his units on this corridor in front of his third base, and he was able to defend. Whoa, look at the amount of Colossi. Oh my god, 8 Colossi. Okay, I don't think that anything that GoOdy might throw at Naniwa at this point will be able to finish off this death ball. I mean, 8 Colossi, maybe if he makes a massive Viking wing, things might work, who knows. Notice the amount of units that he has here, plenty of siege tanks, all of them established on this area, making sure that Naniwa won't be able to push GoOdy even more back, because I mean, he's contained playing out of 2 bases, and obviously this isn't good. The mineral lines are getting drained and exhausted, with GoOdy attempting to fly over the command center to the island, loaded with SCVs to start working right away, while we have Naniwa getting ready to advance here with a huge death ball 8 Colossi. This is just painful. Notice also the attack there. It's on +3 with this Colossi getting ready to advance. All of them very solid, and they're gonna just be able to put out a lot of splash damage to anything that GoOdy might throw at Nani's death ball. As you can see, GoOdy is just contained there. He can't move properly. Meanwhile, we have Sumerass getting ready into the island. Notice that on the picture screen you can see the Warp Prism dropping some units and making sure that GoOdy won't be able to establish his third base on the island, while Nani micros here on the front of the third base, and GoOdy desperately tries to establish his base here, making sure he's going to be able to keep pumping his mineral count. There's a massive difference at the moment. This Warp Prism with the Zealot was able to make a lot of aggression there, and incoming this big Colossi force, grinding down all of the forces from GoOdy. Look at how fast the mech army from GoOdy goes down. There's not much for him to do here. I mean, he needed more Vikings probably to try to finish off. He still killed 4 of those Colossi, which was basically half of the Colossi that were on that death ball. But Naniwa still alive and kicking, working out of 4 bases, including one of those bases, the rich mineral field. And basically there's not much here for GoOdy to do unless he decides to make some kind of heavy push and try his luck. But he needs at least some Vikings out to finish off that ball, and GoOdy just states the obvious, that he was contained for a very long time, decided to come out of the game with a big GG and avoided any kind of humiliation, because Naniwa was dominating the map. He had, like, I would say almost 70-75% of the map dominated, and GoOdy was completely exhausted, as you can see. So massive, brilliant strategy here by Naniwa, containing his opponent. The fact that he was able to kill a lot of SCVs when GoOdy tried to establish his first base here was just a big plus on his favor, and basically GoOdy didn't have anything else left. As you can see, a massive difference on the army count. We already had Naniwa getting a Dark Shrine ready to get some Dark Templars out and start poking at his opponent's base, and yeah, he was working just fine out of his bases. Both the Natural Expo and the main base were almost drained, but he was already going here on the rich mineral field, everything just flying. And whoa, notice the amount of warp gates that he had established here. I mean, he was able to just replenish his army instantly, basically based on the amount of income that he had and the amount of warp gates. He could do whatever he want. And well, things didn't went very well for GoOdy, losing this series 2-1. And congrats to Naniwa, because he played very well and forced GoOdy to GG! Hope you guys enjoyed this one, okay? See you later, have fun.